Kia ora, welcome to Baseus. Well, the Christmas crazy period's over, and so all the Christmas freight delays are also over, and today I got a ton of stuff from AliExpress. Let me show you. First up, a simple little phone mount. This is a picture of it, which I have thrown straight in my wife's car, and I can confirm it works great. It's pretty stiff in terms of its movement, so it doesn't wobble around much, and the magnetic strength is really quite good. It also came with a couple of stick-on things for the back of your phone and a spare sticky pad for if the one that's attached to the car with breaks, I guess. I really like the Baseus, or however it's said, gear. I've got a fair bit of things, including the likes of this car charger. It's versatile, it's 12 or 24 volts. I've got a couple of them. I've got one that's got USB-C, the Quick Charge 3, they work great. I've got a phone mount in my car, not this magnetic type, it's one that grips the phone. It's in a previous video, and it has a built-in wireless charger. So next was this quite a cool little, it's a USB tester. Now what you do with it is you plug it into USB, and it will measure, it'll measure the voltage and current available or flowing through it. So you've got USB in, USB out, USB-C in, USB-C out. Let's see what happens when I plug it into something. Next up is this little, well, it's actually to me, it's a laptop charger. What it is, and it's just that it's enclosed in a nice little box. It's a simple USB setup with a 5 to 30 volt input and Quick Charge 3 and USB-C. Now this is, at least in theory, capable of 100 amps at 5 amps at 20 volts, so 100 watts. Now that's a fair bit of grunt for a little box like that. Now what's weird is the size of this plug is just strange. It doesn't fit my plug very well, but it does work. So I haven't got anything that would draw that kind of current. But I could plug this charger into it, and a little light there confirms that the Quick Charge 3 is working. I could plug my phone into it. And that says it is super fast charging. So I think this super fast charges at 18 watts, so it's not a really huge load, but I'll try it on my laptop shortly. It's a bit hard to tell in this light, but it actually has a little light in here, and I think it changes colour depending on what voltage it's operating at. So yeah, pretty cool little unit. Now as a tester, in fact, I can plug it into this, and I don't know if you can see it, it's quite a dark display and it's quite bright here. Now if I apply a load to that, then it tells me what's going on with that. I can't see it, it's a bit dark. It's a bit dark considering how bright it is out here. Now if I try that with the USB-C input, nothing happens. However, I guess maybe USB-C is a bit smarter because it will needs a load to actually, oops. So it needs a load to read anything for USB-C. So yeah, I thought it'd just be kind of handy to have. It was really cheap. And it'll enable me to test any sort of DIY USB plugs that I make up. Still drinking my Tibicus homemade probiotic soda. It's delicious. If I knew how to do those links that people put in their videos halfway through the video, I would put a link down here to it. In keeping with chargers, this is a relatively boring laptop charger. Doesn't come with a power cord, interestingly enough. At some point in the future I will probably cut off this plug and hook it up to a buck converter so that I can charge in the bus. Because my wife's laptop will charge from USB-C here, and 100 watts is, I think it's even more than what this is capable of. Okay, next, not near as exciting but kind of neat, these really solid rubber mounts that I will probably use to mount the diesel water heater. It'll isolate it nicely from the bus, and I think they are for air conditioning units that feet would sit on them outside, but they look good and solid, so bought a few of them. Bought 4 of them. They turned out really nicely packaged actually. Okay, next up are these motion sensors. Now I won't be able to test them here because it needs to be dark for them to work at all. But they're just, they come with a little, well, they come with both a screw for the screw hole and sticker, so that you can literally stick them on with a self-adhesive sticker. And they're really simple. They've just got 2 of these plugs. These are you know, a really common plug. So you've got an input, it says it there, you've got an input 6 to 24 volts DC and an output, obviously 6 to 24 volts DC, and they're just a simple motion sensing switch. Brilliant, really. So the intention with those, I think, would be to have them kind of, you know, along the length of the bus to turn on maybe some strip lighting, just so that it's not dark when I'm walking around in the bus at night. 3 of those. And speaking of strip lighting, I've got this little LED strip. Now these are 24 volt, they're not a variable voltage, and I guess I can plug it straight in. Oh yeah. And so that's it there. They're just short, and yeah, they were intended, what, 400 volts or something. 360 millimeters long, no, half a meter, maybe including the wire. They're real simple. They're 24 volts, so they're perfect for the bus. Self-adhesive on the back, and So one of these under a bench coupled to one of those little sensors I think would be ideal. Warm white is everything, and they are not waterproof. And of course it comes also with the standard little plug, so it should be quite easy to connect. It's in there. Got through those too. Something my bus does not have at the back is a marker light, and I quite like the look of these. Really low wattage. They're rubber, they're waterproof, or at least in theory, and they just kind of, if you get the right size hole, they'll just push in and sit there nicely. Let's see if I can power it up somehow. And so it's just a little, I think it's 1 watt. Yeah, I think it's 1 watt. It's just a little red light. Should be ideal for marking the back of the bus when parked. It's just sort of like you could have on all the time, and it would really draw, well, 1 watt, very little. I got a couple because I got a couple for no real reason, though, just cheap. Okay, now this thing, this is well, this is a little weird, really. It's meant as a, it's kind of designed as a tail light strip, so it can do a left indicator, right indicator, or a brake light, but that's not what I got it for. And let's see if I can get it to work. Now, I got it simply as a toy because it does that. Yeah, I know. Hard to justify. It actually does a whole bunch of different things, but I just thought it was cool. There's all sorts of action. Actually does all sorts of different things, but so it's all hooked up to a little control box and runs off a simple little remote. A little Wi-Fi camera. Now it has got, now I don't know if this is going to be any good. It runs on USB, so maybe I can so it runs on USB. It's a Wi-Fi webcam. It's got pan, tilt and zoom functions. No idea how it works. I guess it has to run off of an app. I'm kind of hoping I can flash it and get it to run locally. Let's see what happens when I plug it in. Oh, there it goes. So it's obviously finding its limits. And now I guess it's ready. It has
please configure camera by AP hotspot or scanning code.
Look at that. So yeah, obviously I need to set it up, but it has a little slot in the top to put a memory card in, so it should at the worst make quite a good security camera. We'll have to see how that goes. Comes with a little little 1.5 amp plug, New Zealand, Australian New Zealand plug, and USB cable, and some and quite a neat little mount. So it's got like a, I don't know, almost like a standard little camera. It's got almost like a standard camera mount in the bottom, and it has a little screw here that I can just take it out. And quite a neat little mount with screws, of course. All the Chinese stuff comes with screws and all little bits and pieces you need. There's even a pin in there to reset it using the reset button there. So the idea is that this screws into here, so you can have it mounted where it slots into this, and that would just hold it in place so it doesn't fall over. Kind of perfect for moving glass. So it's got night vision, it's got, you can take a TF card, it's got two-way audio, so you could, spot someone and talk to them. Yeah, 2.4G Wi-Fi, motion tracking. You can save to, I think you can save to a cloud storage if you paid for that. Now, last of all is this weird looking thing. And this weird looking thing is a tester of sorts. I don't know why that's on there. It's just so it holds it in transit. Now this is a load tester. Now the idea of it is it can draw I think 150 watts. It can load test power supplies or batteries, or in the case of this, it could I could use it to load test and flatten. Now really all it is something that uses power, gets hot and cools itself down using the fan. So it's got a variety of ways of connecting to it. It's got all the different USBs, it's got normal USB, it's got mini, it's got micro, it's got USB-C. It's got a couple of other typical forms of connection. I think you start by connecting it to a 12 volt supply to power it up, and then you use the various inputs to put power through it, and these dials are coarse and fine adjustments allowing you to turn up the load, and the whole time it monitors it here on the screen. Now I'm not going to play with that today. Comes with a 9 volt 1 amp AC adapter. I guess that's to provide it with the general power. Wrong plug for me, and an adapter that is equally useless. It's got a bunch of jumper cables. Yeah, quite neat. And an instruction manual, which is bonus. and looks at a glance like it does a reasonable job of explaining where everything is and what it does. So looking forward to having a play of that. Looking forward to using it to capacity test this battery. Now I want to run this at pretty much exactly 15 volts, but I don't really know at what state of charge 15 volts is. So be interesting to see. This is at 15 volts right now, so if I run this flat, how many amp hours I get out of it, and then when I run it to fully charged and run it flat again, how many amp hours I get out, and it will help me determine exactly at what point 15 volts is. But that's another story for another video. So that's my lot for today. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Look, I'll have links, or at least I'll try to put links to all of this stuff. If there's any of it that you're interested in and you wanted to buy for yourself, down in the description. Otherwise, hit the like, hit the subscribe, hit all the buttons, and hopefully that means we'll see you again soon. Take care. Mā te wā.